think people confuse mentorship with coaching. You know, like I'll explain to a lot. Like I have a mentor in my life. Let's use people that the audience would understand.
Right.
You know, Michael Jordan was Kobe's mentor.
Yes.
All right. He wasn't his coach.
Right.
They never passed the ball. They never dribbled the ball together. They never shot. They never were on the same team.
Right.
But he allowed Kobe to be in his.
This is the Leo Clamaco podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Leo Clamaco podcast. My guest today is a addiction coach, someone who specializes in people, Adam Jablin. How are you, sir?
I'm great, man. I'm comfortable. I'm happy to be here.
I'm
love
happy
the
you're
whole vibe.
here.
I
Thank
love
you.
it. I love it. I'm taking everything in, so I'm happy.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man.
Where are you from, Adam?
I'm originally from Jersey, so I'm originally
Jersey.
a kid
I'm from
Jersey.
Queens.
Yeah, my dad's from Queens.
Yeah.
So we get along right off the bat.
100%.
I've been in Florida a long time, but the Jersey kid is still in me. Sometimes he comes out, unfortunately. But I work on that one day at a time. But yeah, originally from New Jersey.
You also have good energy.
Thank you, brother. So do you.
Yes.
So do you. And so does this whole place, as we were just talking about.
Yes.
Like, I really love it here.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you do and how you got started.
I don't want to be too long-winded.
Let's please be long-winded.
You know, like when we
That's what
were
we're here for, Adam.
Like when we were rapping before, right? So what? You know, what's your title? And I just hate all that stuff. You know, I mean, I really do.
Yeah.
You know, there's coaching, there's consulting, but I really am a specialist with people, and I specialize in giving them their liberation and their freedom within their life. And the way I understand them, I have so much empathy, is I was a prisoner to addictions, to my own thinking, to my old stories. I was just a prisoner for years. And sometimes
I can share that.
And sometimes that old Jersey kid who comes up, he holds the stories.
Yeah.
And he comes out. But I love what I do. I love what I do. And I love when I get to watch the lights turn on in somebody's eyes and they can finally see clearly, and they can finally feel the light.
That clarity, right?
That clarity, you know, so like we were discussing before, so many of my clients and the people I work with, the companies I work with, the families I've worked with, they don't even realize how good they have it. They're so stuck in their story, in their routine, in their life. And it's about just removing these obstacles and removing these pains and removing these ways of thinking. And you know, an addiction doesn't necessarily have to be a substance.
Right.
You know, everybody's addicted to something.
For sure.
To something.
Yeah.
So it's removing those pain blocks. And when you do that, you have no idea the rush of energy that you get. Just the happiness, the joy, the peace of mind, which you cannot pay for.
No, you can't.
You know, there's no amount of money that could be spent for peace of mind. And that's what I do. That's what I do. Every situation is different.
Yeah.
I have to learn the family, learn the company, learn the client, see where they're at. You have to do. I really do a deep dive, you know, and I hear the person's story from beginning to end.
Right.
We're not
to understand really who they are.
Really understand and see the patterns, you know. So this is not like, well, what's happening with you now? We're gonna do a deep dive if you hire me, and we're starting at kindergarten. You know, and we're going first grade through fifth grade, and we're going middle school,
That's
sixth
always
grade.
where the problem's at.
Yeah, and we're going into high school, and we're going to go to college if you went into college, and we're going to recognize where these things just kept popping up. Now it's just, I'm in your life right now because it's become to a boiling point. But it's not right now. This happened a long, long time ago. We unravel it together. It's a lot of fun.
I was talking to my best friend, ChatGPT.
Yeah. Close friend of mine as well.
And she was telling me that it's not about being perfect. It's about just being clear enough to allow the light to shine through.
Mm-hmm. That's true leadership right there.
Yes.
That's true leadership. Like, I'm looking around. So one of my heroes is Michael Jordan, you know, and in today's world, you would almost think that he never missed a shot.
He's coming back.
He is coming back as a sports commentator, which is going to be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be spicy.
Very. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. But, going back to what you said, it's not about perfection.
No.
It's not about perfection. It's about seeing it through to the last minute of the game.
It's about letting go.
Amen.
Of all ideas of perfection, right? And just be comfortable in that.
Yeah. What did I hear once? Perfection is the lowest state. Like if you're aiming to be, it's the lowest because it's unattainable. It's unattainable. And I suffered with perfectionism for years. And that Jersey kid, he's the one that holds it. So sometimes it resurfaces. But it will stop you from creating this. It will stop you from your dreams. It will stop you from taking action. It will stop you from talking to that person you want to speak to. Because you're in your head.
Yeah.
You're in your head and you want everything to be ideal. You're playing the director, the actor, the producer, and you're playing all the other parts. And if it doesn't go exactly the way you want it to go in your movie, well, then you don't even want the movie to go on. So you don't live. You don't truly live.
Sometimes I think we forget that God is laughing at our plans.
I forget that too. I think I wake up every morning forgetting that. I wake up every morning, I forget that. So the things that I go over with people, I have to do too.
Right.
Other than that, I'm a big phony. I'm a big fake.
But I think to be a coach, I think we have this idea that we need to have it all figured out. And we really don't. I think what sets us apart is the fact that we keep pushing through.
Yeah.
Right? And that perseverance gives other people strength. And we allow them to push through with us, through us, whatever it may be, right? And I think us coaches, we can get really hard on ourselves because, like, I haven't met one coach that has it all figured out.
No.
No one does.
No.
We're all doing life for the first time.
Yeah. But if you feel that way, that means you care. And if you care,
exactly,
then you're a good coach.
Exactly.
That's how I feel.
100%.
A lot of people that this space has expanded so much and everybody wants to be a coach.
Right.
And I think for the dollar a little bit.
Yeah,
for the
for sure.
notoriety or for the likes or whatever.
For sure.
But
you can tell the ones that are really awakened, the ones that truly want to serve, and the ones that are just doing it for the money. Yeah.
And I think people confuse mentorship with coaching. Like I'll explain to a lot. Like I have a mentor in my life. Let's use people that the audience would understand.
Right.
Michael Jordan was Kobe's mentor.
Yes.
All right. He wasn't his coach.
Right.
They never passed the ball. They never dribbled the ball together. They never shot. They never were on the same team.
Right.
But he allowed Kobe to be in his inner circle and become a little brother and pick up on his secret sauce. But that wasn't coaching.
No.
He wasn't coaching Kobe. He was that's mentorship. And I think a lot of people want that. Just be around me. Just come to my group. Just come to this event I'm having. They want you to pick up on the secret sauce.
Right.
But they don't want to do a deep dive into the person and really see where their defects of character are where their weaknesses are, and help them overcome those.
Right. That's coaching.
That's coaching.
Exactly.
That's coaching.
I see a mentor more as like an advisor.
Yeah, as an advisor.
Right?
Good
Someone
word.
who can come and take that 30,000-foot view.
Yeah.
They have the experience, and they can show you different ways that you can navigate through that.
Yeah. And they're invaluable.
Oh, yes.
They're invaluable. But still, sometimes you need boots on the ground with you.
Yes. Yeah. Man, addiction is such a big issue.
Let's get into it.
It's such a big issue. I've had tons of addictions in my life.
True addictions, though?
Yeah. True.
How'd you let go?
I still have some. I have an addictive personality.
I get it.
So it was cocaine. It was weed. It was women. It was high-speed driving, adrenaline. you know, fighting.
Yeah.
You know, like you
Yeah.
name it, I've been there, and there were times. So I've been doing therapy for 12, 13 years of my life.
Yeah.
I've had multiple therapists, different level of therapists. I've had spiritual therapists. Never a psychiatrist. I've never gone the pill route. Always just a conversational, hypnosis, meditation type route.
That's healthier, by the way.
I agree.
Not that I'm against pharmaceuticals or
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that need them, but that's healthier.
I agree, 100%. I do think that sometimes pills are required, but they're not a long-term solution.
Agreed.
I think it should be used to alleviate you, to allow you to come back to yourself so you can think and make up a plan on how to actually heal the reason of why you need that pill to begin with.
Yeah. Especially if there's a true chemical imbalance.
Exactly.
100%. I agree completely.
Yeah.
And God created everything. They were invented for a reason.
Yeah.
Now, that does not mean that they're not being overused and overprescribed.
100%.
But for certain people and certain individuals, they could be a great asset and a great tool. So you were in therapy for 13 years.
Still am. I see my
Yeah.
therapist every single Wednesday. We actually did not have a session this morning, but every Wednesday for 2 hours.
Yeah, I can tell you're a little fucked up today.
It's a good point.
Just kidding.
No, it's a good point. But yeah, so
That's great, man. I applaud you for that.
I'm telling you, because if it wasn't for that, I would still be carrying and seeking validation from everything around me.
Yeah.
I was somebody who had to grow up very quickly. I'm an immigrant. I'm from Brazil. And I think the fact that I learned English very quickly and I was very mature and very smart, so I began translating everything for my family at like 8, 9 years old.
In Queens.
In Queens.
Got it.
We
Kid
moved from
Brazil.
Rio to Queens.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I had to learn taxes. I had to learn American culture. I had to learn different things to explain to my parents at 9, 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. At 9 years old, I'm on the phone translating for my dad, interviewing for a job.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah. My mother had cancer. I was 11, 12. I was going to doctors with her. So I grew up very, very quickly.
Yeah.
That took the ability of me being a kid away. I don't blame anyone. I have no guilt. I have no regrets. What the sacrifice that they did so I could have this life in this studio today, I thank them every single day, right? So it was what it was. I chipped in where I could, but there were a lot of things that I neglected, which was, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
mommy, daddy, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm a kid. I'm jumping on the trampoline. Look at me.
Yeah. I suffer from that as well.
Yeah.
100%.
So I seek that out in everything. Women.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Whatever it could be.
It's easy to
What's
go
going to
back
fill
to.
this hole?
100%.
You know?
And social media will trigger it like a motherfucker.
Oh my goodness, because you're comparing
All day.
all day.
All day.
Like, who the fuck is making this and doing what? And they did who, what?
Oh, it's
You know what I
insane.
mean?
Everyone's life is better than mine.
Right. And everyone's miserable.
Always. Always. Plus, that's one of the reasons I actually really liked meeting you right now, because like, oh, there's a real one. I mean, when sometimes you meet these people in person, I'm like, well, that was a letdown.
Yes, I know what you mean.
That was a giant letdown.
Right. They're not a
nothing
real
like the
person.
reels. Yeah, their reels are nothing like who they are.
No.
Yeah.
No. I Justin Bieber comes to mind.
Go ahead.
Because when he first started, I was like, man, this fucking kid is so lucky. He got found on YouTube by playing some songs. Usher saw it, pulled him in. Now he has the greatest life ever. And you go find out that he's the most depressed person in Hollywood.
Yeah. And then he found his faith.
Yes.
And then he found his faith.
Yes.
Right? Which is, I think that's the hero's journey right there.
Yeah.
That really is. Then he found a deeper meaning.
Yeah.
And he found a purpose.
That all that money, all that fame, all that power, and you're still miserable.
Those are my clients. There's a famous scene
That's powerful.
in the original Superman. with Christopher Reeve, and he hasn't yet turned into Superman. He's aware he has these powers.
Okay, he's still Clark.
Yeah, he's still
not
still Clark
Kal-El
Kent.
quite yet.
Yeah, and his father dies. And he's in a lot of emotional pain.
Yes.
And he says all those powers, all these powers, and I couldn't save him. And I couldn't save him. And I was trapped in that feeling for a long time. It sounds like you were trapped in that feeling for a long time.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of my clients are. All these power, all these blessings, and I can't even live.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, what's my purpose then? Right? Like, I had a guest a couple of days ago where she's also very successful, very influential, but cannot have a baby.
Oh.
So she's like, all this money, all this fame, and the one thing that I was designed to do, I can't do as a woman.
She was she like really revealed herself.
Yes.
She was very transparent with you.
Very. Very. She's done IVF,
Yeah.
had a miscarriage.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. And is still on that journey, still trying. But
Does she have faith?
she does.
All right, God's timing.
Yes.
God's
Very God-based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In God's timing.
Yeah.
But I feel for her.
Yeah.
I feel for her. But that's also a great example of what you and I are talking about.
Exactly.
You can have all the success and all the influence and all the money in the bank, but the most important things, if you can't experience them,
Right.
you can feel so empty inside.
Right. I think that we forget that, like, we want all this money to be more human,
Yeah.
to have more human experiences,
Yeah.
to have more human moments.
Yeah.
Right? I think I was telling my mom this morning, actually. I was like, Mom, I think my favorite part about having money is being able to buy time. You know, I think that's something that is taken for granted. Being able to buy my time, not having to work 9 to 5, being able to travel when I want to, being able to, because we're going to Brazil in July, and she's buying her flight, and there were 2 flights, but one flight required a 5-hour layover, and the other flight was a direct flight, but it's almost $1,000 more expensive. And I was like, Ma, I'll pay for the difference. I think your time is more valuable than you being 5 hours in an airport when you can go direct.
Good son.
You know what I mean? Like,
You're 100%. It's 100% true.
you know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense. You're gonna be there for 5 hours. I think that's worth almost $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the freedom we get.
Yes.
That's what finances can do.
Right.
And I know people that have more money in the bank that they know what to do with, and they're prisoners.
Yes.
And they're stuck. You know, so it's really a freedom of the mind. It's truly a freedom of the mind.
Yeah. What I find it interesting is that they were elevated, opened enough to create all this wealth and all this beauty, whatever they created.
Yeah.
But then there's a limit, right? And then you cap off and you're like, oh yeah, I did all that, but now what?
Something's missing.
Yes.
Something's missing. That's my favorite part, though, because that's when you could start speaking in more supernatural terms. You know, I feel like something will always feel like it's missing until you find that connection. You know, I respect every single person's religious views, you know, and I feel like we all should.
I agree.
You know,
Right. It's like different cars.
Yeah,
We're all gonna
yeah.
go in the same place. It's all different cars.
In the famous 12-step programs, you know, in their 3rd step, it's God as you understand Him. You're turning your life right. So if it's, you know, if it's the one God of Moses and Abraham in the Torah, or if it's Jesus Christ, or if it's Yahweh, or if it's Allah, or however
Right.
that divine
Or Buddha
connection,
or Krishna.
it's all of it,
Yeah.
all of it. All of it's beautiful, but when you have everything and you don't have that, and you haven't even really explored that, that starts giving you that peace of mind, you know.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
And that rock solid foundation that I think we were all looking for, striving for the money, the success, the validation, the toys, the trips. You know, we were really seeking that.
Why do you think we come here to learn these lessons?
That's a deep, profound question. Why do I think God set up this game of life for us to learn these lessons?
Exactly. Because we go through some shit here.
Yeah, we do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do.
To
Yeah,
learn,
we do.
to evolve and learn these lessons and break generational curses. And
there have been many times that I even doubted him. You know, on my
same.
journey. Doubted, like, why?
yeah, what is the point? What is the purpose?
Why are you doing? What's the purpose of it? But I think if you see things almost like Kobe's up there, like a basketball season, right? Look at the whole season.
Yeah.
And you look at the ups and the downs and the wins and the losses and the 81-point games and the 63-point games and the terrible losses and the reformulating the triangle and figure, right? But when you look at the whole season, but then you see the championship at the end and you realize what a ride. And you realize what the team learned together as a, not just as individuals, but as a team and with the camaraderie and how they affected everybody. I think if you could see life that way.
What a great analogy.
Right? Because there's, the only thing you and I know that is guaranteed is there's an end. It's the only thing we know that's guaranteed. So we want to be the champions at the end. You know, we want that fulfillment in the end. The journey along the way, we're going to have some highs, we're going to have some lows, we're going to have some 81-point games, we're going to be humiliated a few times.
We're going to tear some ACLs.
Yeah, right, totally. There's going to be and there's going to be those moments of doubt and misery and darkness and, you know, just that tunnel when you just can't see the light.
Yeah. And Kobe had rape charges.
Yeah.
The
whole nine. But I think it's a way of him wanting us to go through that journey. You know, it's to him, it's probably the biggest blessing. You know, I'm going to give you life. I'm going to give you freedom. I'm going to give you free will. And I'm always here if you choose me, if you recognize me, if you are even able to say I exist, I will always be here as your bedrock. Right? And then everybody's individual purpose, you know, ours is probably more aligned.
Yeah.
Right? But there's so many people, know everyone's individual purpose is a little bit different. You know, some of the most fulfilled people I know, most fulfilled, happy, heart-centered people I know, they're not even on social media. They don't need any attention. They don't need, like, they're just people of service. They're just people of service.
They still exist?
They still exist. They still exist. But they're so fulfilled. And you can't buy that.
No, I was just going to say that. You cannot buy that.
You can't buy it.
No, that's literally priceless.
It's priceless.
Yeah.
So, but it's a deep question. You know, why the game of life? And I do think ultimately it's to find him. Right?
Yeah,
I do think
yeah.
like and whoever him is to you.
Right.
If it's the God word, if it's the Jesus word, right? I don't want to put that on anyone, but I do think there's a game within that. Look, my grandfather, he passed away last year at 98 years old. 98 years old. 99. We were laughing. He almost made 100. Sorry. I should know that like that.
My grandma did as well last year at 99.
Oh, good for us, both of us, right? So majority of his life, he is captain in the Navy in World War II on an aircraft carrier, a captain in business, started this empire of a business. Very, very successful man. Fulfillment along the way, but would come and go, but was an atheist. He believed the Bible and the Torah are a bunch of stories to make you feel good, and just there's no God, and was
he more science?
No, he was just more practical. He's lived by very moral tenets, like a captain of the Navy, do good, be good. But it's like when you die, you die. Right. So just be the best person you can. But I was very close with him, and right around his death, whatever is going on with the brain, I can't understand. He started reevaluating all of his thoughts his entire life. He's like, I think there is something more. He could feel it. He could feel like, so I think even if it's to the last second, just to realize that we're going home. We're going somewhere.
Yeah.
There's something in that game as well.
If you follow Jesus, you would know that his moment at the cross, the guy in the cross next to him was forgiven right before death.
Yeah.
So
and if I remember, I think he's the first saint.
Might be.
Yeah, I think he's the first saint. You follow Jesus?
I do.
It's a deep one to get into.
I was raised Catholic.
Okay.
I don't necessarily belong to any religion.
No problem.
But I do follow the word of Jesus.
That's all he wanted.
Yeah. I agree.
That's all he wanted.
I agree.
That's all he wanted.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. And I feel like if you live the principles and the morals that he taught, that's the way, the truth, and the life.
Yes.
That is the way, the truth, and the life.
I agree.
Not against anything that the Catholic Church that I've learned in, or Christian churches, or the temple, the synagogue. But I do believe if you follow him, like that's what he used to say, follow me. He'd say,
yes.
So I think if you follow him, that's your way home.
Correct.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah. My kids are Jewish.
Okay.
My wife is Jewish.
Got it.
So we do everything. We do from Passover to Christmas to...
I'm Jewish.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I go to Shabbat every Friday.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
so did Jesus.
Yes, of course.
So did
I love
Jesus.
It. Yeah. We do Passover at my house.
Which was the last, the Last Supper.
I have my Batman yarmulke that I put on. My
I
kippah.
love the Batman. Yeah, I got a Superman one. That's beautiful.
Yes.
But that's what he did.
Yes.
You're reliving. I actually
100%.
I actually just started studying the Torah to match what he fulfilled and everything. You know what I mean? Just to watch what he fulfilled.
Over 300.
Yeah, and also just to deepen my faith and to be able to have conversations like this. And,
right.
And it really does also help me with my career. It really, really does.
I agree because, I think, especially the type of coaching that you do, I think all paths lead back to God.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's the foundation. That's that first domino.
Yeah. And again, you have to remember, some of the clients I work with, they don't believe in that. So my languaging that's a big part of coaching that some people don't realize as well. If you're coaching somebody, you have to meet them where they're at. You can't start putting your preconceived notions of what it is or how things should be on them.
Right.
You got to meet them where they're at, right? So we could talk about, now granted, you wouldn't need me, but I'm just pretending, right? Like but we would be able to talk about queens. We would be able to talk about superheroes. We'd be able to talk about, basketball and you start finding a common language. So I have to do that with every single one of my clients. I can't just, say this is Adam's way.
Right.
I have to. So once I build a common language with them, I start lowering the fever because they can hear me. And now when the
You
fever
bypass the gatekeeper.
Yeah, now I start lowering the fever and we bring it down from 104, 103 down to like 99, 98.
Right.
Now we can get to the source of the pain.
Which also means that you must be very knowledgeable, because you must know, you have to know several topics to be able to have commonality with several people.
I would like to say maybe if I'm going to be my authentic self, I would say I'm more experienced, because I do think,
that's better.
yeah, I think if I sit with a scholar, you know, you'd be like, Adam ain't that knowledgeable. Yeah, but you know, I'm well versed. But a lot of it is my own personal experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you doing before you began coaching?
Oh, well, I was third generation in that family business, which was an empire, and I was very. So let me unpack this. Let me unpack this for you. My grandfather, that I told you about, the captain of the Navy, started the business. And this is a colorful story that I won't get into. But in 1986, we had to move. The company was in Norwood, New Jersey. We lived in Tenafly. My grandparents lived still in Manhattan with the sales building and everything. And there was a massive strike. The unions were really, really powerful back then. Our employees did not want to go on strike. This turns into a colorful story that I'm going to skip. I
could imagine.
Yeah, my grandfather closes his company, sells his machines for more money than they were ever worth. Because at that time, back in the 80s, Madonna and Prince and everyone was wearing lace everywhere. And my father, who maybe is now in his early 30s, who's a cowboy at heart, doesn't really know what to do. And he decides that he's gonna go back into business. And he opens the second edition, let's say, of the family business. Now it's his in Boca Raton, Florida, which is a 2-hour flight from the Garment District, you know, and it's a non-union state, and we can do things our way and take care of our employees. All of our employees moved down.
Really?
Yeah, all of our employees moved down, and we helped move them. One of the reasons I'm bringing this up is
that's incredible.
My grandfather was like Joe Montana.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The best of the best. And then my dad came in, and he was like Tom Brady.
Oh, man.
And I had these two huge shadows to live up to.
That's incredible.
And they were giants.
Wow.
And
to go from goat number 1 to goat number 2?
Yeah. And I lived in a lot of fear and a little doubt. Very charismatic, very charming, very knowledgeable.
Only child?
No, a younger sister.
Okay.
But felt like I had to live up to
We were the only male.
Yeah. I felt like I had to live up to these giants.
Yeah.
And it just riddled me with insecurities and fears and doubts and what people now call imposter syndrome and all of that stuff.
Because that wasn't you.
It wasn't me. But I was good at what I did, but I wasn't them. And my drinking and drugging escalated.
Did you take over at one point?
At one point I take over, but I'm going to get to. So my drinking and drugging escalated, and then I'm in the company from, let's say, 2021 to 30, and at 30 I'm intervened. And I go on my spiritual journey. I go to rehab. I have a very profound spiritual experience, and I lock into my sobriety and my recovery like tunnel vision. And it's almost like I'm two people. I'm like Superman and Clark Kent. Like I'm mild-mannered reporter during the day, and I'm running a lace factory, but then I'm going to recovery meetings, and while I'm getting sober, something happens within me, and it becomes very attractive. And, you know, one day at a time, 1 month at a time, then 1 year at a time, I start helping all of these individuals get sober.
That's awesome.
And then before I knew it, I was helping people in government, famous athletes, famous celebrities. They didn't feel threatened by me because I'm like the fashion guy, and just helping all of these people. And that was my passion.
That's crazy.
And that's what I would do every day for years. But during that process, I also found my own identity. And what I realized was I wasn't Joe Montana, and I wasn't Tom Brady. I wasn't a quarterback. I wasn't even in the same fucking sport. But I was like Coach Phil Jackson. I had my own skill set that I never knew I had. And I knew how to run that company the way he ran a team. And I knew when to keep my players on the floor. I knew when to take them off. And I knew when to call a timeout. I knew when to just let the clock run. Rather than, they both ran the company from like a hierarchy and kind of, they were both fearful men. And I was more Knights of the Round Table. And I built a unity. So I built a real community and a fellowship within my own family business where my employees didn't fear me. They loved me.
Do you think that that's generational?
My style of leading?
Yeah. Versus theirs?
I do. I do think it's generational. I think it's generational, and I think it's also personality.
Right.
I think it's, my dad, like, you love him. You would absolutely love my dad, but he's a man's man. He's a dominating guy.
I bet.
He could use a little feminine energy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He could use it. He's a cowboy. He's all man. And I had a softness to me. I was softer. In
Same.
reality, Michael Jordan's my idol. But if I wanted to be like my dad. I wanted to be like Jordan. I wanted to have that kill at all costs, win at all costs personality. But if you really watched my life, I'm probably more like LeBron. I probably make the right play at the right time. I probably, you know what I mean? And I don't want to be LeBron. You know what I mean? But my life works better like that. I want to be like Jordan, but I don't have that. I don't have that killer instinct. I have that harmony instinct. I know how to make a team better. Magic Johnson type person. So when those leadership qualities came out in me naturally through my recovery and dedicating my life to the recovery, I became the man I was supposed to be within the business. I became the man I was supposed to be as a father. I was the man I was supposed to be as a leader. And then at 15 years sober, 15 years clean, so this is what I'm doing the entire time. I'm Clark Kent and Superman. When we decided to close and sell the family business, it was like, Adam, what are you going to do now? And this was the next natural step because this is what I had been doing the entire time behind the scenes.
You weren't charging?
Never.
Really, that entire time?
No. All altruistic. All because if I give it away, I get to keep it. And then upon that, I had to dive deeper into personal development.
Right, because you didn't need money.
No, I mean, it's all.
You lived well.
I lived well. I lived well, but I went through a divorce, and things changed.
Right.
And, but I did it because it was my passion, and it was feeding my soul, and I fell in love with it. And then, so once I started doing that coaching, this coaching industry, I realized what my gifts were, but then I had to learn more. So I went into personal development. And I took a 2-year dive into personal development and learned under Tony Robbins and like really, really got into it. And then I found myself a little bit too much about like, when you're so much into personal development and the subconscious brain, if you really start feeling every decision, every moment, is on you.
Right.
Right? Because you never want to be a victim. But you can start actually losing the God part, the grace part, because it's so much personal development. And I finally had to come together and build a bridge between God development and personal development.
I understand.
Which I do with a lot of my clients. And I had to experience, I guess God had me do that because I had to experience it myself.
It's a very interesting point, Adam, that you get so into your self-development that you forget about God.
100%.
That's a really good point.
I was still doing my prayers. I was still making my recovery meetings. I was still doing all the things that would keep me sober.
Right.
But after that, everything was about, the subconscious mind, the different modalities, the different archetypes, mission statements, purpose driven, what's my primary question? It was all about me and how could if I make me better, I can make you better, personal development. And when I caught myself, thank God, after 2 years being like, I'm leaving the big man out of this. And I had to slowly build a bridge. And when I did that, when I really anchored that in, that's when my career took another, it went to another place. So we, watch these things on social media and you see somebody climbing.
Yeah.
But that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pain and suffering getting to that point, and
A lot.
And that was very painful for me.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
When I had to realize, like, wait a second, I don't run the show. This personal development is great, but it has limits, and it has a lot of limitations. You know what I mean? This is time for me to refocus on why am I here and who, not who am I, right? That's a personal development question. Who am I? It's whose am I? I'm his vessel. And when I started blending these worlds, Leo, that's when my game really got good. But for a year and a half, it was fun. The seminars, the jumping up and down, the meeting new people, the flying here and there, I was flying loved it. But for those 6 months, maybe even to a year of when I really had to blend everything and become who I'm supposed to be, those were some of the darkest hours of my soul.
Wow. I want to get into it.
Sure.
How do you stay sober? How does that work for you?
Yeah. So this is my own personal recovery.
Of course, yeah.
My personal recovery. Doesn't mean my clients are. So,
right, of course, yeah.
First part of my recovery is prayer and meditation. Those are like some of the tenets. I have to continue to take personal inventory. I have to say I'm wrong and make amends promptly. The 12 steps. I make recovery meetings where they're like-minded people and we all got sober through the same path. And you're just yourself there. You're not your career. You're not the husband. You're not the wife. You're nothing except another alcoholic, and you get to talk freely about how your mind works and what you were thinking and go back to the basic principles of how we got sober. But the most important thing, right? So again, the prayer and the God part,
yeah,
right? Then the community part, and then the third part, which I think is probably the most important part, is I have to give it away. And that part is not my coaching. That is not if I don't give it away to somebody that's really, really in need and really, really hurting, I don't get to keep it. And there have been many men and women way better than me, with more years than me, that went back out. Because it's insidious, man. This disease is insidious. We say it's cunning, baffling, and powerful, which means, eventually, if I don't keep doing these things, my brain will tell me, man, Adam, you were young. You know what I mean? You got sober at 30. You had so much pressure back in the day. You just had a kid. You were running a lace empire. Like maybe it was just a moment. Maybe you just had, now you have all this personal development. You know how to handle yourself. You know how to calm these emotions. Maybe you can have a glass of wine. That thing will talk to me.
What do you tell it?
Shut the fuck up. Or that's a lie. I want it to be funny right there. What I do say is thanks for stopping by. Because if I give it too much of a voice,
yeah,
it'll take back. But if I just say thanks for stopping by, he'll be like, yeah, I couldn't get him that way. But the disease is, remember Terminator 2? Mm-hmm. Do you remember how that Terminator can like transform into all different things?
Yes.
Once it knows, okay, I can't get you drinking and drugging, well, I'm going to get you on your perfectionism. You're not ripped enough. You're not handsome enough. You're not charismatic enough. And once it knows it can't do that, it's going to morph into something. It's going to keep morphing to get you. It's the devil, right? It's resistance. It's the pain body. All these words are the same thing. They're all the same thing. Negative forces. They're all the same thing, right? It will
That's powerful, Adam.
It'll morph itself, and
That was real powerful.
it's going to find. It's going to find my weakness.
It does.
It's going to find where I'm weak that day.
And it pushes that button so fucking hard.
Oh yeah, and it's in here,
Yeah.
and it's loud.
Well, it is in here, but then at times, physical things happen in your life where it's just dangling in front of you, and you're like, fuck.
Like, Leo, here's the truth. If you really want to know how I am that day, look, because I think you and I are cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
I could come and be very professional all the time. But if you really want to know how I am that day,
I
ask
do.
my girl.
Okay.
Because I'm going to show you the face. I'm going to show you what I want you to see.
Right.
But ask my girl how. Like this isn't the guy that woke up. You know, she will be able to tell you where I really am at.
Yeah.
Because she gets to see me and be with me all the time.
Right.
You know.
Same with my wife.
Yeah.
100%.
Like if I really want to know how Leo's doing, the true way of finding out is ask your wife.
100%.
You know, that's the real way, but that's the truth. Because you and I we know how to show up.
Yes.
We know how to be professional.
Yes.
Same thing with Kobe. He's gonna perform. He's gonna get his. You know what I mean? Same thing with Michael. But how's he really doing?
Right.
Ask the wife.
Man. It's a powerful conversation.
It's a fun one.
The fun one. Yeah. Tell me,
Yeah.
what was the hardest part about getting sober? About letting go of it, going through 12 steps and having that first week, first month, first year.
The hardest part of my sobriety was my first 10 days in rehab.
Why?
Because I still thought I was different than everybody in there. And I went to rehab thinking, the way they got me to rehab was we agreed on 10 days. When he said 28 days, I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, that's a month. I'm like, who's going to be Adam Jablin for a month? Who's going to run the family business for a month? Like, so
Right.
they were agreeing with me, like 10 days I can do, 10 days.
A vacation.
Yeah. And he said, let's see if you have this thing. That's what he said. It called it this thing, right? Wouldn't even address it. Smart, very smart. And I go to treatment, and my philosophy at that time was I'm going to go to this place and be the most dedicated, disciplined, determined patient they've ever seen. And they'll probably see within 5 or 6 days, there's nothing wrong with this guy.
Got it.
It's got to be his parents or his wife or the business, but this guy's great.
Got it.
And so I went in with that idea, and everything they taught to me was ringing true and backfired on me. You know, it started with the first day I met my counselor. I read this thing called The Doctor's Opinion in the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous my first night in detox. And let me tell you why I did read that. I read that because I'm in a detox room in white walls for a crazy person. There's no TV. It's not like I could watch the Laker game or the Bulls game. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing to do except
Right.
sit there with your own thoughts or these three books. I meet my counselor. He says, how's your night? I tell him what I read in this doctor's opinion. And he looks at me like I'm Neo in the Matrix. He's
Really?
like, you read the doctor's opinion? I'm like, yeah, there wasn't much else to do. You know what I mean? I'm looking at him like, why are you so marveled by that? And he goes, what did you think? I'm like, I think there's a lot of me in there. Because it spoke about it in a way that I've never read somebody tell my story to myself.
Do you think that was done on purpose, that book being left there?
Of course. Of course. And he goes, okay. He goes, would you say you were an alcoholic? And I got offended really quick. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, take it easy.
Don't
like,
be labeling me, bro.
Yeah. Like, relax, you know? Jersey came out. And he asked me simple questions. So he said, Adam, have you ever woken up in the morning and sworn to yourself you're not going to drink that day, but you ended up drinking anyway? Now, you got to remember, I think there are cameras on me, and I have 10 days to get out of this place, which means what? You tell the truth. So I'm like, every day. Every day. I always swear, which is true. I would swear, I'm not doing this today. I'm not doing that. And I would end up doing it anyway. He goes, okay, relax, because Jersey was out. And he goes, once you said, okay, I'm going to do it today, did you ever make yourself a deal? Okay, I'm only going to do 2 or 3 today. But then once you started, you couldn't stop. And I looked at him, and I'm like, every time. Every time. He goes, okay. So he goes, so let me ask you this. He goes, if you wake up in the morning and you swear you're not going to drink that day, or whatever it is, the pharmaceutical, right? And you end up doing it anyway. But then when you start doing it, you say, I'm only going to have 2 or 3 or 4. But when you start, you can't stop. He said, would you say you were powerless? And Leo, it was like his knight to my bishop, his rookie to my pawn. Like,
checkmate.
It was checkmate. It was checkmate. And I couldn't find a bullshit way out of this. And I'm like,
fuck.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I guess I'm powerless. And then he goes, all right. He goes, good step. He goes, would you say your life is unmanageable? So I sat there like for a minute. I'm combing my goatee. I'm thinking, I just got this big order from Victoria's Secrets. House is fully paid off. Beautiful wife. 6-month-old baby. Just got a new car. Like all this. And he's looking at me like I'm crazy. And all of a sudden he hits the table as loud as he can. And he's like, Adam, you're in rehab. And all of a sudden I look down and I notice I'm in slippers. I'm in a robe. There's crayons on the table. That's how much denial I have.
Wow.
You can ask me if my life's unmanageable while I'm in a robe, slippers with crayons on the table, and I'm taking stock of like what it was a day ago. Well, I got the money. That's this guy in my head.
That's crazy.
And moment by moment, things happen like that. So there was a lot of it was me fighting.
Yeah.
It was me fighting. And, when the first time I said I'm an alcoholic and an addict out loud, and this 600-pound gorilla jumped off of my shoulders, and I could breathe for the first time, and my whole life made sense by just saying those words. That's why I got a DUI in college. That's why I've written my wife 30 letters that I'll stop. That, like, all of these memories came back flooding like that. And then within the next second, I was like, now what? How do I watch the Jets game with my dad? How do I see my buddies from Arizona State? How do I take business associates out to dinner? My whole life was revolved around alcohol. I learned about spirituality. I learned about healthy spirituality versus unhealthy spirituality. I learned that spirituality was like muscles. I never knew that all of us in this room have all the spirituality we're ever going to need. You can't get more spiritual. Like, you can't get another deltoid, another bicep. You have everything you need, God-given. Now, what you can do is make it bigger, healthier, faster, stronger. But you can't get more of it. You could just make everything that you were
biceps popping, bro.
Everything better,
Yeah.
better, right? But you can't get more. I don't have more bicep. It's the same bicep I was born with. But spirituality is the same way. That made sense to me. I meet this Catholic priest. I'm a Jew from Jersey. I have a profound spiritual experience where he keeps touching my arm over and over, saying, do you see what I leave there? Over and over. Do you see what I left there? I have no idea what this guy's talking about. Eventually, he turns the lights off and he takes a UV light out. The room goes black, and there are all of his fingerprints glowing in purple. And he goes, do you think that maybe there's been a power around you that you can't see, taste, touch, none of the 5 basic senses, that's been loving you, guiding you, protecting you, and brought you here to me today? And this Catholic priest unplugged me from the matrix, and I had my first God experience.
Wow.
All the way up to the day that I surrendered and I said, I'm going to stay, that was the hardest 10 days. Once I surrendered and I jumped into this new Adam, that's when the work began. But the hardest part were those 10 days.
And you were there 28 days.
28 days. But dude, I came home. I'll give you an example. My former wife, she was very proud to be Jewish. not very godly, but very good woman, very, very, very good-hearted woman, right? But not about God, just proud to be Jewish. And she sees me, and the first night I'm on my knees praying, and she's like, "Oh my God!" Like, "Oh great, now he's this." You know what I mean? Now he's this. 29 days ago, he's a tequila drinking, pill popping maniac, and now he's this. But I had to do that every day for a long time, and I just remember maybe 8 months sober, 9 months sober. She comes to me and she says, "There was a dear friends of ours that their daughter was really sick, really, really like it was a bad disease," and she said, "Will you pray for her?" And I said, honey, you can pray. You can pray too. And she goes, yeah, but it seems to be working for you. That's what my life was like. Like, no one's going to believe you the first time around. I had to constantly prove that I'm this new Adam.
Was there something about going on your knees and praying that gave you this sense of there's a higher power, is there something above me?
I'll tell you what it did. As Jews, we're taught never to go on our knees. Now I go on my knees all the time. Could care less. You know what I mean? I consider myself a fulfilled Jew. That's how I label myself. I'm a Jew that found a Jewish Messiah from Nazareth that fulfilled the Old Testament. I consider myself a fulfilled Jew. When I got on my knees, what I found was humility and focus. My prayers used to be...
I know a lot of people like you.
Does that make any sense?
100%.
So like my prayers...
My therapist is like that.
Yeah.
She's Jewish, but follows Jesus and Mary.
Yeah, perfect. So my prayers used to be like this, God, please help me, or God, please help me get out of this, or God, if you do this for my son, I promise you I'll do this. These were my prayers.
Right.
When trading, bartering.
Right, exactly. Bargaining, exactly. Yeah.
God was either Santa Claus, give me this, or Superman, save me from this.
Right.
But there was no real relationship.
Right.
You know what I mean? You were
do.
either Santa Claus, I want this, or Superman, save me. But there was no real relationship there.
Right.
Like a real. And so what I found when I went on my knees, or when I go on my knees, is it's humility. But it's focused too. I'm focused rather than I'm gonna say a quick prayer and now I'm with Leo and now I'm doing this and now I'm back on my phone, and it's just a way of like, this is what I'm doing right now. This gets my attention.
Why do Jews not go on their knees?
Now that's a great question. That I that's something I should study and get an answer. I should get an answer for. I don't know. Since I was Jewish, we were raised that we don't do it, but I don't know why they don't do it. I don't know why. It's a good question.
Yeah, we should find out.
I will find out. It's a good one. We should both find out.
Yes. I'm going to chat GPT it.
Yeah, totally. Chad will know.
Yes. Actually, let's do it now.
Yeah.
Let's do it now. Let's see. Why can't Jews kneel?
Mom, you see this? A kid from Queens asking why Jews don't get on their knees.
The idea that Jews can't kneel is a misunderstanding or an oversimplification. There is no absolute religious prohibition in Judaism against kneeling. However, there are cultural, historical, and Jewish law, HALACHIC, reasons why kneeling is uncommon or practiced in specific ways. Here's the breakdown. According to Jewish laws, generally discourages full prostration, lying flat or kneeling fully, except in specific circumstances. During Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, during certain parts of services, kneeling is permitted and even prescribed in traditional services. From non-Jewish practices. So they're saying that historically, it was a way to also to differentiate from Christians because they were kneeling so much.
That makes sense.
So it became something like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So many Jews grew up watching Jews not kneeling and it became a thing.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with Jews and tattoos, by the way.
Mm.
You know, if you go to Israel, almost everybody has a tattoo. But the idea was, the Torah says basically we don't change our bodies, period.
Right.
Which means ear pierce, nose job. It means anything. You know,
Right.
Botox, right?
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Right.
But then Jews took it after the Holocaust to say if you have a tattoo, you can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery. Not true. Do you know what I mean? But the legacy started when Jews didn't want to be tattooed because of the Holocaust. So these things have ways of forming stories, you know?
But that's confusing to me, because what happens to the Jews that survived that do have that tattoo?
Join the club.
Are they not going to be buried in
It's
a
not
Jewish...
true. The whole thing's not even true. I have never heard once that somebody wasn't allowed to be buried because of a tattoo. I haven't heard it once. It's not true.
Yeah, I have so many.
Yeah, I have one here.
Man.
But the whole thing's not true anyway.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's all, you know, these stories.
Where do you think... I know you can see that there's an awakening happening in humanity.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? I've heard of a term called New Earth.
Yeah.
Is that heaven?
That's a great question.
Right? Is that the ones that do evolve and live in this new earth? Is that heaven? And the ones that stay, that aren't ready to evolve, is that... I'm not going to call it hell, but I'll call it...
You can call it hell. I think it makes
Right,
sense for
right.
the listener.
Yeah, that duality.
I'll answer from my perspective. I
Yeah.
mean, I think anybody that sits here and answers like they know, like
Right.
run from them.
Nobody fucking
You know what I mean?
knows.
Like, run. If someone tells
all
you,
conversational.
Yeah, totally. I think like, everyone answers that question like they know, run. You know what I mean? Like, okay, thanks, Jesus.
Unless he answers that
Yeah,
question.
well, if you get him
Jesus
here,
himself.
I'd like to be here, by the way. 'Cause I got some questions. I
will
got some
give
questions
you a
myself.
call.
I'll be like, Leo, hold on. Let me take this chair for
Give
a
me the
second.
microphone.
Yeah. Listen, why did you do this? I think what you're talking about with the new earth is that we can experience heaven on earth. I really do. But I think what you and I, the way we were raised, were similar in age, similar dynamics. You know, I'm older than you, but you know, Queens, Jersey.
Yeah.
I think how we were taught heaven was, I do think that's upon leaving the earth. I think that's when the soul leaves the body.
Yeah.
But I do think that with what you're talking about with this awakening, you can experience heaven on you can experience heaven on earth. But remember, it's earth, so it's earth's rules. You know, it's
Right.
polarity. You know, it's day and night. You know, if you're happy, that means you're going to have to experience sadness. If you go up, that means you got to come down. You know, I don't think any of those rules, all of that, left and right, I don't think there's going to be any of those rules on the other side.
That's really hard to conceptualize.
Yeah.
Right? How do you wrap your head around that, not having all these rules?
I mean, the best I could do is go back into some acid or mushroom trip I had before I got sober. You know, because
Yeah.
that's what I was looking for, bro.
Have you ever done a medicine journey? No, only for
No, it's
recreational.
not that I'm against it.
Right.
It's just that I really value my sobriety.
No, I get it.
But there are people that listen. I've had these
I
conversations.
meant probably prior also.
No. But
Yeah.
there's a reason I like the question. I like the question
Yeah.
because there are scientific studies, bro.
For sure.
Scientific studies.
I've done ayahuasca.
Yeah, where if it's Mother Ayahuasca or medicinal mushrooms,
Right.
or the toad or wherever, have actually helped Navy SEALs that were alcoholics.
Oh, yeah.
Or
There
ibogaine.
is a therapeutical.
Ibogaine, yeah, very therapeutic.
For
Like-
sure.
but I know me. I know me too well. And I am somebody that will try it, get amazing feedback, have an amazing, even if I'm sick the entire time, and want to go back. And if I go back, I may have a great experience the next time. So I'm going to want to go back. And after that, I'm going to go back. I'm always going to go back. Alcoholism and addictions are escape. It's escape from reality, right? So that's my brain, just so you know. I am the guy that Mother Ayahuasca will actually show up. I've had a client like this and say, don't come back, stop. I had a client, did over like 30 or 40 trips. And the last one he had, all these, whatever it was, frogs, gremlins, leprechauns, I forgot the exact story. So told him, don't come back. Don't come. That's me. I'll keep seeking and seeking and seeking. So that's why I've never done one. But I've done a bunch of mushrooms and acid.
So I hear you. And I know you very well.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks it wouldn't be like that for you. I'm not telling you to try anything. But I think by me going through it and also having an addictive personality, specifically to drugs,
Yeah.
it's not that kind of drug.
I've been told.
It's not that kind of drug.
Yeah.
Bro, she beat the shit out of me.
I've heard this too. Yeah.
She beat the shit out of me.
So all your shadows, huh?
Yeah. I was attacked.
Yeah.
Like, in a very positive way.
Tell me a little.
I will. So I had a private session. Okay. I went to DR. I had a shaman that was chosen just for me. Incredible shaman. It's a very upscale, luxurious retreat center called Oya. Shout out to Oya, an incredible place. I know the owner, Michelle, incredible human being. She got me a 3-star Michelin chef to cook for me every single day. I was there for 8 days, and every single day I had different things scheduled: sound therapy, healing through massage. This guy who was like this type of masseuse that unlocked energy through your joints and bones by massaging you in certain ways. Very cool things. We did mud. We did yoga. Tons of things. Oh, I did combo. You know what combo is?
Is that the toad?
It's from a toad.
Yeah.
Where you die and come back to life.
Yeah. I'm aware of what it is, yes.
Yes.
But yeah.
So I think everyone should do combo at least once in their life. Because you get rid of all the toxins in your body. You die and come back. It was 15 minutes of hell. You come out of there, you are drenched in your own sweat.
Wow.
Because you just it feels like you just peeled off a layer of skin in of your body. But that gets you ready for the ayahuasca, because that cleans your body, and now you're ready for the medicine.
Go on.
So we began at around 7:30 at night. We did Hapé. You know what Hapé is?
That I'm not aware.
Hapé, it's a mixture blend of plants, which includes some tobacco and other mixture of plants, where they shoot into your nose.
Okay.
And it grounds you
Okay.
for the ceremony. So he shot this blend of mixed herbs, natural, into my nose, into each nostril.
Yeah.
And that grounded me for the ceremony. I drank a total throughout the night of 3.5 cups of ayahuasca. There was a moment where I was starting to go. I was starting to get into it. And I heard her talking to me, saying, ask for another cup. You're very big.
Okay.
So that's what she told me.
Yeah.
We got to go deeper. So as soon as I drank that second cup, the chef who was hired to cook for me drank an entire bottle of wine, was butt naked, and attacked me physically, literally, during my ceremony.
In your mind?
Physically, in real life. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting
No,
this.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
And the shaman just allowed this?
No.
Okay.
She came out of nowhere.
Got it.
Yeah. And part of my addiction is women. I mean, I've been a womanizer my entire life.
Physically attack you wanting to have sex, or physically attack you like I want to hurt you?
So I'll give you
Yeah.
play by play. So I'm sitting down. I have my hands in my head.
I'm enjoying this, by the way.
And I am just going through it, right? I'm like different dimension.
Yeah.
But still on earth, very
I get
grounded.
it. I get it.
Right?
I get it.
All of a sudden, she comes from behind and she hugs me.
Okay.
And all I hear her say is, it's okay, I'm here, I got you. Pissed drunk.
Okay.
She jumps over me, comes around and sits on my lap. She's wearing a robe and butt naked on top of me. Grabs me, looks at me and goes, I want to fuck the shit out of you.
Well, this is a different form of attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And she goes to me, how big is it? I'm dying to see it. My shaman looks at me and goes, what the fuck is going on? Who is this? He asked if that was my wife. I said, no, I do not know this woman. He goes, she must leave right now. I'm like, I know. She's contaminating the space. I look at her. At that moment, I sobered up for a split second
I bet.
because my humanity had to come out in me.
Yeah. Let it out.
I saw the negative energy in her eyes. I don't want to say devil,
Oh,
but
you
I
don't have to.
saw that energy in her. It was a mirror of the energy I had been carrying within me.
Wow.
So it was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
It had to happen.
Yeah.
I grabbed her and I hugged her. And I looked at her and I said, I need you to leave. You are interrupting my ceremony. You're interrupting the space. You have contaminated this space.
Calmly. You say
Calmly.
That's sweet. Okay.
Very, very calmly. I gave her a hug. I held her hand. I helped her stand up because she was stumbling all over the place. You could smell the alcohol coming out of her. And she stumbled her way back into the main building and collapsed on the floor in front of the door of the house that she couldn't get in. And there she stayed for the rest of the night.
Wow.
Eventually, she got up and went to her room, like hours later.
But how was the rest of your trip?
Man, after that,
Yeah.
I cried for 3 hours.
Wow.
I cried for 3 hours because that mirror came crashing and punched me right in the face.
Yeah.
My shaman took 30 minutes to re-bless the area, right? To recenter the energy, to re-protect our space that had been invaded. And he did all his shaman work.
Yeah.
And he put some stuff over me and took fire and blew fire and did all this shit to, like, you know, reground
Yeah.
the space. And I took off. And I just remember saying, I remember going through my mind and the Rolodex of women that I've hurt, that I've fucked around with, that I've, you know, mistreated, and I just kept apologizing.
You
Kept
made
saying
amends.
I'm sorry and I'm sorry over and over, apologizing.
You made amends.
Yeah.
You made spiritual amends.
Yes. Yeah. No, it was a aggressive journey for me.
Yeah. So let's put it this way in context.
Yeah.
First off, I need to start by re-saying, I am not against nor for. I am totally
Right.
switched. I'm
You're neutral.
Totally neutral.
Yeah.
And I've had many friends say, Adam, it's not what you're saying to me now. But if you understood what I was doing from 15 to 30, and then what I found in sobriety, I think then you would be like, you don't need it.
You probably don't.
You know what I mean? You don't, because
Yeah. You probably
I
don't.
experienced these terrible
100%.
spiritual. I have a lot of negative stories. It wasn't all great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There were a lot of fun times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm an alcoholic and addict. But there were, and
I really think that people who need it hear the calling.
100%.
She calls you.
100%.
She literally, let me tell you, I first heard of ayahuasca, I was 18 years old. My cousin has done over 30 sessions. He's about 5 years older than me. So when he began, I was about 18. He was about almost 23, 24, 25. So I've had, before I did it, I had almost 15 years of access to someone that I could go do it with.
Yeah.
And I never did.
Yeah. But
Never
you felt
heard of-
called. You felt called.
I felt called.
But you were on your healing journey already.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt called.
Yeah, you were on your healing.
I felt completely called.
I can tell you what would make me do it, actually.
Tell me.
I was listening to you right now about what your friends and your family.
Yeah.
If my son or daughter go through life and they're like, I feel like I'm called, I have to do this, there's a protector in me that would want to go so I could tell them as a father what to expect a little bit.
I see.
As, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be from my own personal experience
Right.
or to rattle but it would be to make my children feel safe.
Right.
To make my children feel safe on what they're
Yeah.
about to do. Because I know, kids, you don't know. You never, right? Well, I did this because I know you were going to say
I need
that.
to, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not going to tell you what to do or not to do, but I want you to know from Dad, like, this was my experience. That would make me do it.
If you ever get there,
Yeah.
let me know. I have the right place for you.
I will.
Let me know.
I will.
It's I want to do it again.
Okay. Are you feeling the calling or is it a want?
Both.
Okay. Fair.
Both.
Fair answer.
Yeah, both. Because I've heard her call me again. And I also see that. So that top layer of mine was so deep. And now we've unpeeled it.
Yeah.
So now I want to see how deeper we can go. Right?
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing about round 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I really want to see the therapeutical benefits from being able to go deep, from uncovering that first layer,
Yeah.
healing that first layer, and now being able to go deeper.
Yeah, but your transparency may help other people.
Very
right?
true.
And that's the gift.
Correct.
That's the gift.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
I was still there in DR, and I did a 30-minute vlog on my experience and how it was.
I'll watch that.
It's on YouTube.
Okay, I'll watch that.
I was watching it the other day, and I was like, man, I was really integrating. Like, I was really like a little spacey,
Yeah.
you know, a little like, still maybe probably high,
Yeah.
but like really in that moment.
What would you say if you had to? 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more than one. So maybe even say one or two. What would you say the top 2 lessons or values or memories you took away from your experience that still serve you to this day?
It's a great question. I think one is I know nothing.
Okay. That's a good one.
Whatever, and what I mean by that is like whatever sense of knowledge you think you have, whatever sense of control you think you have, you don't.
I agree on that. Amen.
And I think I knew that, but didn't really embody it. It didn't really land correctly
until
that experience.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, that gives you freedom too.
Yes.
Freedom to make mistakes.
Yes.
Right? Like it's real because we don't know.
Right.
What's another one? What do you think a second one would be?
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
The opposite of it.
Interesting.
That some things are in my control.
Now you sound like you're in recovery. That's interesting what you just did. So we say, I'm going to be honest with you. I did not work on my alcoholism and addiction. God removed. I can't explain to you that need. Like for an alcoholic and an addict, drinking and drugging is like breathing air.
I know.
Right? So, and then you're asking me not to. So
I smoked weed forever.
God removed that obsession from me. He removed it. This power, this great power, removed that obsession.
Do you think it's because you surrendered?
Yeah, but then again, but also God won't do for me what I can do for myself. He will do for me what I can't do for myself. Always, always, always. Every single day. But he won't do for me what I can do for myself.
That's where you have control.
That's the duality of this world.
That's where you have
control. Which goes
control.
back to our heaven talk. I think in heaven it's oneness. I don't think it's it's just oneness.
Right.
It's oneness.
Right. What a conversation.
Amazing. Who knew it was going to go here? Who knew? Who knew? But it's fun.
A lot of fun.
It's fun.
Yeah. Do you think, staying in this realm,
Yeah, sure.
do you think AI is an addition, an evolution, something that's always been a part of this ether and we're just now tapping into it, right? Is it a part of us? Is it something that we were always meant to create? Or are we playing with something that we shouldn't be?
I definitely don't think we're playing with something that we shouldn't be. But like anything, with great power comes great responsibility.
Uncle Ben.
And Uncle Ben, right? Uncle Ben. I love that we could talk superheroes together. And I do think, if you were to ask me, Adam, what do you think you're most addicted to today? Like what could you work on?
Yeah.
It's my screen time. Like I think these devices were meant for good and they can be very addictive. And I think AI will be the same way. I think it'll be very addictive. I think they're going to things that it's going to do that it's going to revolutionize business. It's going to make things great for us. And I think it's going to do things that can harm us. Now, the question is, has it been here the entire time? And I have to, right? Because we can get crazy and we can go to Atlantis and UFOs and these are fun conversations to have. I love these conversations. And how long has the technology really been here? And look how we did with the pyramids. And it's like this puzzle that you'll never really be able to put together.
Hopefully one day we
can, right? Maybe, but it's fun to look at. And, but I have to believe that everything, I can't say everything comes from the creator except AI.
Right.
I'm not, I understand
what you're saying.
It makes me a total hypocrite.
Right. Even the devil comes from God.
Right. The devil comes from God.
Yeah.
Right. Nicotine can be used for really good things.
Right.
Cocaine was used for good things.
Right.
It wasn't meant to be.
Fire.
Yeah.
A knife.
You know, heroin was originally,
Right.
so when they do surgery on you, you don't feel the pain. They can do the operation.
Right.
Like, anything can be used for good or bad, and that's
Right.
the free will aspect.
Right.
So I have to believe that it too was given from God. You know, now what us humans do with it, who the fuck knows? Look what humans have done to the church. Look what humans have done to the temples. You know what I mean? I know rabbis that have cheated on their wives. I know priests that have molested little boys. You know, the U.S. government is the greatest. We live with the greatest freedom and constitution in the world. But look at what politicians do to the government. You know what I mean? It's like, so we're gonna mess things up. We're gonna there's no doubt about it. We're gonna take this AI, and some people are gonna thrive with it, and some people are gonna hurt people with it.
Do you think we ever get to a point where AI is conscious?
I have no proof that it's not conscious right now.
What a statement.
Right? I mean, if you look at my ChatGPT, which I'm sure is very similar to yours, and the way we talk to it and train it, I'm like, this is the greatest therapist, life coach, divine.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
It's incredible.
I'm not the guy to talk to about
Would you buy a Tesla bot?
What? Those are the robots that are coming out?
Yeah. He's saying when it comes out, it'll be about between 20 and 30,000 to get one.
I mean, I'd probably come see yours first. Then if I really like it, go buy one. I'm that guy. You know what I mean? I'm that
When
guy.
I have one come open the door.
Yeah, I'm that guy. Let my boy Leo do it first, and if I like his, maybe I'll go check it out. You know what I mean?
That's gonna be a crazy world.
It's gonna be, dude. It's.
We have these robots with AI inside of them that can talk and move and think and do things for us.
You've probably seen this. I just want you to know, I just had my first experience with it. I took my daughter we went to Beverly Hills. We were there for a little bit, and we just saw for the first time a cab, a Uber with no driver.
I've never seen it.
There was nobody in the car.
How was that? Was it a Waymo?
Yeah, a Waymo. Thank you. And my daughter's like, "Dad, look at this car," because they look a little different. And she goes, "Dad, nobody's in it." And I'm like, "What is it?" I never seen it before. Like, dude, it's here. Like, it's happening. So
It's gonna be a crazy world.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah. What do you think society becomes at that point? When we have robots that can do everything for us? Because that's when the addiction comes.
Yeah, I think
right? Because
remember how you were saying there's a new Earth coming?
Yes.
They could be part of that. So it could be.
I see what you're
that
saying.
we're more grounded in really being human, and in real what it really is to be human. And I don't mean, barefoot and minimalist and all that where people can take it. I just mean the human spirit, the human soul.
Right.
Because it is going to take a lot of things away that we used to do that were not necessary for.
Right.
And I think it's also going to create over time, like I'll give you an example. My girl yesterday, she's so brilliant. She just made a whole advertisement. It was all AI. These people are not real. They looked real.
That's awesome.
I'm like, who are these people talking about the retreat? They're like, no, it's all AI. She built it
awesome.
she did it overnight. She's playing with the apps. And stuff. It is awesome, but it's also like, whoa, this is kind of freaky.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The power.
The power. So I do think it's going to call for, like, this thing that you have and I have. It's going to be a superpower for us. Real, authentic people. It's going to make that shine.
Right. Because it's going to be rare.
It's going to be very rare. It's going to be very rare.
It's a great point.
It will be a special breed.
We already are.
Yeah, we already are, 100%. But with this thing coming,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, she made a commercial. I'm so proud of her. She's so brilliant. But there's no real person in there, which freaked me out. You know what I mean? I was like, who are all these people?
Wow. Yeah, they have AI models that make tons of money online.
It's crazy.
AI only fan models. You know that, right? They got them. Yeah, tons.
insane.
AI only fan models.
I'm a dinosaur, bro. I'm telling you. I'm a dinosaur. I wish I got to catch up. I'm a dinosaur.
How old are you?
49.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Gonna be 50.
got 12 years on me.
It's a good 12, right?
Yeah, it's a good 12.
Good baker's dozen.
Yeah, it's a good 12.
Yeah. I don't feel 49.
You don't look 49.
Thanks.
No.
Yeah. I feel better than
And
I
the
ever
salt
have.
and pepper works for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Earned that. You know what I mean?
I bet.
I earned that. But I feel better than ever. You know, I told myself at 50, I'll do all the blood work and see, you know, last time I did blood work, my testosterone was still like in the 7s.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't take any of the stuff. You know what I mean? I just eat a very healthy diet. I train,
great.
I take good care of myself. But I'm not against any of that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to like be Mr. You know, I'm standing on some podium or something.
Right.
You know, so you know, I'll do all of that as my blood work tells me I need it. But so far, you know,
That's
I've
incredible.
been blessed. Yeah, I've been totally blessed.
What does it mean to you to be a dad?
Oh man, Leo.
Let's go there. How old is she?
I have a 19-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old son.
That's incredible.
And my 15-year-old son is my training partner.
That's awesome.
And my daughter, she's brilliant. She's 19. She goes to Indiana University. And my daughter is all feminine, and my son is all masculine.
Hoovers?
Yeah, Hoosers, yeah.
Hoosers.
I heard Jerry Seinfeld answer this exact question, and I'm going to answer using his answer because I never heard somebody say it so perfectly. They asked, "What's it like being a dad?" And he said, "It's like surfing a rainbow. You get all the colors, you get all the experiences, you get you surfing, you get everything."
That's very well said.
It was so. He said it so poetically,
Yes.
but that's exactly how I feel. Like being a dad is the greatest feeling in the world. Now, for me and my personality, I will tell you. Although I was a very present, very loving father, but the younger years that everyone says they miss so much, I'm not that guy. I felt the younger years were. I'm very loving and I'm very energetic and I'm fun.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was a lot of effort.
Yes. I'm there now.
Yeah, it takes a lot of love and a lot of time, and it takes a lot of. It was really wanting to be a good dad. I hear so many people say, I miss those days. I don't miss those days. I love the way I could talk to my son at 15.
Right.
I love talking to my daughter at 19. And maybe I don't want to go back because I loved how well it went.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, when your children are little, and deservingly so, by the way, but they demand and require a lot of love and attention.
Yes, a
A lot of love and attention.
I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
So you know better than
I know
anyone right now.
exactly what you're talking about.
It's a loving exhaustion that nobody can
Yes.
explain.
No.
You know, and they're always a priority. You're always on call. Oh, remember our first podcast?
Yes.
Exactly. Right. They're always a priority.
100%.
Remember, I was like, dude,
my
I get it.
son was so sick, that poor child. He threw up 4 times, and it was like not a good color.
I know, dude, I get it. Okay. And let me just give you an example. Like my daughter, who's like, both of my kids are my heart. But, you know, today she drove herself to a doctor appointment, right? She had to get a shot. But bring me back to those days, I would have been canceling today.
Yes.
Right? Because they demand a lot of love and attention.
Correct.
And you're everything to them.
But now she's 19, so
Yeah,
it's you go yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I enjoy it. I enjoyed every step of it, but I'm not somebody that looks back and goes, "Oh, I wish we could go back to Disney World. Oh, I wish I could have sleepless nights." Or because when you really do it, when you really give your all, and you had the sleepless nights and you had them throwing up on you, like you did it. It's like, why do you want to go back? You did it, and you hit a home run.
Yes.
Like your kids are great.
Correct.
Why do you want to go back to that? Enjoy them now.
Yeah. And I'm done at 2. Give me. I don't need more kids.
2's a lot, man.
2's a lot.
2's a lot.
Yeah.
2's a lot.
Good money.
Yeah, totally.
Adam, what's next for you?
Well, that's a great question. You know, my coaching and consulting is still doing well. If anybody needs me, I love what I do. Putting together 2 or 3 different kind of, let's say if you want to say like a retreat or talks or events this year.
Yeah.
I'm kind of riding, Leo, the wave. What I realize for me in my career is when I try to project everything and have everything so orchestrated, it never works out right. When I kind of ride a wave and see where God is taking me and where the inspiration leads me, that's just me. I have friends that crush it. I mean, they crush it, but they're very tactical.
I'm just like you.
You know,
when's your birthday?
May 19th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it just passed.
Yeah, just
Happy
passed.
belated.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes.
Thank you. And I've tried to do it their way, very tactical, and it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
You know, I have to be very much in the flow. So 3 events that I'm planning on this year. Writing a book right now that's titled The Hero's Tunnel, right? Which is this tunnel we go through. It's different than the hero's journey. It's really the tunnel that you're in on the hero's journey.
It's important.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Planning on doing a couple events with my girl, who I'm really proud of.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, which I'm super excited about that. And dude, I really, the main thing, Leo, is I don't ever want to phone it in. You know, I want everybody to get the most authentic Adam that they can get. And if I put too much on my plate, they're not going to get that guy. And I've done that in the last 5 years.
I know what you mean.
Building and growing and building,
Right.
This event, speaking here, and I'm speaking there, and somebody's not getting all of me. They may not know it.
But you know it.
I know it. I go to bed being like, that wasn't the best I could have done. I showed up. I was accountable. I was on time. I was professional.
Right.
But I didn't come with everything. So I want to be able to always bring my best, my 100% authentic self. And that's what's next, you know? Just keep building, keep learning, keep growing, keep passing it on, keep building the message, the platform, the business, as long as it's helping people.
Yeah.
As long as it's helping people, not just getting me paid.
I mean, with your foundation, with your experience, with your knowledge, with your energy, there's no way that you're not going to continue to help people.
I appreciate that. That.
You know, like 2 + 2 = 4.
I know, but it's important. For me, it's important to give it a voice.
Yeah.
There was a time where, this is probably year 2 or 3, Leo, where I was taking clients that I didn't want to work with for the money. I needed the money. You know, it was a different game, you know, divorce and, which was the hardest thing I ever went through.
Yeah.
And
were you able to help them?
Or
did it end badly?
I was able to help them, but I didn't like working out of need. I like when I'm
out
really
of scarcity.
Yeah, I like when I feel so called. You know, when that want is there.
Yeah.
And I didn't like seeing that in myself. Like I'm doing this to get paid. Now, you know, they got great results. There's no doubt about that. But that still doesn't mean that my first feeling wasn't my first feeling.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I have actor friends, you know, I don't want to name drop, and they've told me, you know, they've taken roles and they've taken parts for the money.
They didn't want to, yeah.
And they hated it. They hated it. You know, it's just, and I don't ever want to be that guy
I
again.
get that.
Yeah. I don't want to be that guy again.
What happened to the company? The family company?
What about it?
What happened to it? It's still around?
You know, so yeah, it's gone. It's gone. It's been sold. It was dismantled. Like it was a very interesting time. The lace industry.
Did you go back to working there after the 28 days?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was, and I had to show them the new Adam. The new Adam and I had to show up every day as that guy.
And you did that for how much longer?
I got sober at 30, and we sold the company when I'm 49. When I was 44, so 14 years. 14
Okay.
years.
Yeah.
14 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah, It was great. It gave me my business background. It gave me my reps.
For sure.
Let me know, I still can run a business better than I can market who I am. You know what I mean? But everything's a learning curve, and the family business gave me the greatest gift, which was it allowed me to make my family proud, but also become myself. I really thought I was going to have to be my father or my grandfather. And that business gave me a platform where I could.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Be Adam Jablin. And when I built that confidence being Adam Jablin, that helped me in this, reinventing myself to this part.
That's so important. Being given the room to be able to become who you need to be.
It was a blessing. I didn't feel like it was a blessing at the time.
Yeah.
I really didn't. But looking back on it, it was such a gift. It was such a gift.
Adam, what would you say to a struggling addict?
One is I get it. That's my favorite part, by the way. Real fast. I know it's going to be a deeper question, but I've never met any single person, when I've told them I'm an alcoholic and addict, that was like, no way. I don't see that in you at all. Like, everyone knows, this guy's got a little maniac in him. So when I'm with them, especially, I get it. Like, you think you're doing, I've done what you're doing and made you look like you're not even doing anything. You know what I mean? So I get it, but there is hope. There is hope. And if just reach out. Reach out. It's the hardest, dude, that's the hardest thing to do, is to reach out and actually say, I need some help. Because it doesn't feel like a surrender. It feels like I'm weak. It feels like something's wrong with me. It feels like I'm not man enough or woman enough.
Right.
It feels
like I
failed, or now you're gonna know all my dirty secrets.
Right.
That I've been keeping.
Everyone's going to judge me.
Yeah, judge. It's the heart. But when you realize that none of that's true, we don't want to know your dirty secrets. As a matter of fact, we don't even care about your dirty secrets. It's okay. Just come over here. And but there's hope.
Can you share with us a little bit about your program and what someone can expect to go through when they do make the call and they do?
Yeah, of course. So it's liberating, right? My program is liberating, and there are certain tenets and there are certain protocols that every single person is going to go through. Examples would be, finding their origin story, where we go through everything, a mission statement, a purpose, their values, their spiritual life, their emotional life, certain things with mindset, what questions we're gonna start at. There are certain slaying the dragon, figuring out what they really want to do. There are certain tenets that no matter what we're gonna accomplish, but it's not a program in which Arnold has chest and back, and then you do and you follow it. It's catered to the individual. Got it. It's catered to the individual. So there's a basic structure of going through your heroes, your hero program. Yeah. The hero project. There's a basic structure. But within that, there's a lot of room for individuality. So it's a lot like Coach Phil Jackson calls the play, right? and they're gonna but like when Michael gets the ball, you know, it may be a dunk, it may be a fadeaway, it may be behind the, like, we're gonna give you a lot of room to grow.
Right.
Because I need this to be for you, and not that you followed my program and now this is about me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's
do.
a lot of room and flexibility. But the one part that I love the most is the special bonds that I create with my clients and the authenticity that's brought out. So many people are holding so many secrets inside, and they're as sick as their secrets, right? And I feel safety in their secrets. I feel good, like I want them to feel safe with me. And even that, you have no idea what happens when they actually say the one thing they've been holding on to forever.
It's that release.
That release, just holding that presence for them, just that presence.
How do you, I guess the word would be recharge, not really recharge, but how do you deal with taking on all that energy?
Oh,
right? How do you dissipate that? How do you ground that? How do you deal with that?
That's a really good question. And I am somebody that has to take excellent care of myself to detach, which is hard for me because I really love people.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work in the background to be able to help the people that I do.
I'm guessing it's similar to what you do for your own
100%
sobriety, right?
100%.
Praying, meditating.
There is grounding work. Like I go outside at least 3 times a week, like really by myself outside, you know, off the phone. There's a lot of exercise.
Yeah.
A lot of yoga, something that's going to make me sweat, hot, saunas and cold plunges when necessary. And I'm always, if there's a new modality out, like honestly, I think the sauna plunge is, let's say, 2-3 years old.
Yeah.
So there'll be something new in another 3 years. I'm interested, as long as it's going to make me recharge my energy batteries. I fuel my body really, really good. But the main thing is a prayer. Because imagine if I didn't have it, is a prayer and detaching from, like realizing I'm just the vessel.
Yes.
And that's not my stuff to carry. And it's a little difficult because the
I can
thoughts
imagine.
stay in your head.
For sure. Because you care about people.
Yeah.
And you're literally helping them go through this.
100, but it's doable.
Right.
But it's doable.
It's that line of like caring, but not taking it on yourself.
100%.
Right?
100%. And that's why I'm so grateful for those 15 years of doing everything I did in sobriety and never in a business. Because that's where I learned all my skill set. When there are so many times where you want that person to get sober more than they do, or if they relapse, you're taking it on as a failure as yourself.
Right.
Or you overstep a boundary and you make them more dependent on you than they should be. They should be dependent on God, right? And I had to learn all that stuff in 15 years, those 15 years, right? So I had all the training. Then again, I had to go into the personal development side to understand that.
Right.
And then I had to blend the worlds.
Have you ever relapsed?
No, thank God.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
In 15 years.
19 years.
19
in July.
years.
No, never. But here's the thing. I never
Wow.
relapsed on alcohol and drugs.
Okay.
I relapsed on emotions many times.
What does that mean?
So physical sobriety is the beginning. It's really the beginning.
Got it. Getting rid of the material, the substance.
But as you get older and as you mature, it's about emotional sobriety. It's truly about emotional sobriety. And there have been many times where I've gotten too heated or hot and I shouldn't have, or I've avoided, or I've detached, or I've run away from a problem rather than facing it, or I faced a problem too impulsively, wanting my way to get, I
get what you're saying. So basically the things that you used to run to the addiction to, now how do you deal with them?
Yeah. So I never relapsed on alcohol and drugs, but I've relapsed emotionally where you've been like, honestly, the person in the room could have been like, you may as well fucking drink.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Because I was either too angry.
You were channeling that energy.
Yeah, I was too fearful, too scared, so many times. So many times.
What do you think made you not relapse during those hard moments? What made you not go grab a drink?
Well, 3 things are coming to mind. One is I remember the pain. 2, the second thing is...
Hold on, the pain of what?
Of getting sober.
Got it.
Of what I used to be like, which was nothing like what I'm like at that moment. I would say the second thing is, unfortunately, a little bit of pride, human pride.
Okay.
I've stayed sober this long. I can make it
Got
through
it.
this.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's a great type of pride, right?
Yeah. And the third thing actually is that I remember, it may not even be a clear thought, that this is this sobriety is a gift. Like this is a God-given gift.
You understood that.
It's always there. It may not voice itself as eloquently as I'm making it right now,
right?
But it's there. You know, and many people you ever speak to that have real sobriety, that really, it's there. They know it's a gift. They remember what they were like and how close we all were to death. And that, it may not be articulated exactly in that way, but they remember.
Within you, was there a death of the old life? Did you mourn that? Did you have to like...
I didn't mourn it. What I did do was I jumped so much into the new Adam and went so tunnel vision head on to the new guy that dealing with the old guy's bullshit was in its own way a mourning process. You know, because I had hurt people, or I had acted, not physically, or
I know what you mean.
But like,
yeah.
I had repeated certain behaviors so many times, lying, manipulating.
I hear you.
You know, so
I understand fully.
I was so now the new guy that when a situation would come up, and let's say my former wife thought the old guy was going to be there, I had to refeel everything that I used to do to her, and be like, I'm not that guy anymore. I'm not that guy anymore. And also stand ground firmly. Still feel all these bad feelings of what I did, but being like, I'm not that guy anymore.
And I think the fact that you want to prove her wrong.
Yeah. And I am not allowing you to bring me back to that guy.
Yeah.
Right? So that was the mourning process.
That gives you strength.
Yeah, that was the mourning process. I don't miss that guy at all, Leo.
Why
I
would
don't
you?
miss him at all. No.
Why would you?
No.
He didn't serve you.
No. I mean, we had good times, but
For sure.
But he didn't serve me.
But I think that's all he was good for.
That's it. That's about it.
A cheap thrill.
And he was scared.
Yeah.
He was scared. I mean, I didn't want to feel how I was feeling. So, you know, I lived in a lot of fear. The drinking and the drugs made me feel like Superman. It brought all the fear down, and then Superman could come out. But then what comes up has to go down. And
I know that exact.
You know,
fear. That was me and cocaine.
Yeah, so just chasing it, to the higher again, lower, and then you need more to get higher. It's just terrible.
Yeah. I know.
And it's a prison.
That you're stuck in, of your own making.
Oh yeah, cocaine's fun. Cocaine's a good one.
A lot of fun.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Cocaine and Patron. That was a great mix.
Oh my God, what a great mix. Then you add women to that.
The best mix. The best mix.
But I'm glad that we can talk about this and have these laughs, and you know, it's the best.
I'm happy to talk. Yeah. It made us who we are now.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm not ashamed of it all, but I don't miss it.
No, I don't miss it either.
Yeah.
No.
I don't miss it at all.
You're an incredible person, Adam.
Likewise, Leo. Likewise.
We've been talking for over 100 minutes.
Wow. Do we break a record? Not really.
No, not yet.
All
I think my longest one was like a little over 2 hours.
They can win.
Yeah.
We'll give it to them. We should say a prayer for that woman, though, trying to get pregnant.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
What's her name?
I don't want to say it.
Until the episode comes out? Okay, don't worry.
I just don't think she would want me to.
We'll put her. Oh, so she didn't say it on air.
She did say it on air.
Got it.
She did say it on air.
All right.
Her name's Amber.
Amber. All right. Well, God, Holy Spirit, All that is good. All that is wonderful. Please bless Amber with a child. Please bless her with health, with wellness, with your guidance, with your protection, under your timing, under your veil. We say this in your name. Amen.
Amen. That's beautiful.
She's got warriors for her, yeah.
100%.
She's got warriors for her.
Yeah.
And I want her to have the experience you and I had.
It's an extremely unique experience that I think a lot of people are going to miss out on because they don't want to have kids. I think it's so fucking stupid.
So stupid, dude. So they'll never know.
No.
They'll never know.
No.
I feel bad for them. I feel bad for them.
Yeah, it's the ultimate way to get out of your own way and not put yourself first. Right?
It's the ultimate way. It's the ultimate way.
Like, life is not about you.
100%.
It's about that little 3-year-old
Yeah,
screaming in
the
your
3
face.
and the 5. But remember, they're gonna be 15 and 19.
They are.
You know, and you're gonna have a blast with them then.
And they're gonna be like 6'6", 6'7". They're gonna be huge, my boys.
Well, I'm jealous about that.
My boys are so
Yeah.
big.
Dude, my son's my training partner.
That's so awesome.
He crushes me in the gym now.
That's
crushes
so
me.
awesome.
It's sick. It's sick. You know, and through I help a lot of people in the bodybuilding community. So
Yeah.
he's gotten to meet like these really big names in bodybuilding.
That's awesome.
You know, and they know him by first name and they love him. And it's amazing.
I can't wait for that.
You're gonna-
10
dude,
years
it's
from
the-
now.
it's a trip.
When my boys are 14, 16, 15, we go to the gym together.
Yeah.
We gotta go play soccer, football, basketball, baseball.
And I'll interview you. Like, do you miss 3 and 5? You're gonna be like, fuck no.
Hell no.
Yeah.
No way.
Enjoying the moment.
Yeah. Just
You're
don't touch my
enjoying
car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do not touch my car.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Adam, look at that camera. Let everyone know where they can find you, your website, your coaching program, whatever you want to share.
Guys, I'm Adam Jablin. You can visit me at adamjablin.com or Adam Jablin on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that nonsense. And please join me on your hero's path to liberation, to freedom. So it's been fun. Been fun being with Leo and the entire team. Till
It's been
next time.
incredible.
Yeah, dude. Good time.
Yeah. Guys, if you're someone suffering with addiction and you've been contemplating whether it's time for you to let go, I think it's time you start asking yourself these questions. It's time you tune into the frequency that's going to allow you to elevate out of this. Adam is someone who vibrates very, very well in that frequency and can guide you through your way out of this hole, out of this frame that you've locked yourself in, to allow yourself to be free and really live. I was told that to sin is to miss the mark. And when we spend our time doing things that are not serving us, we are truly, truly missing the mark. Adam can help you find the path that suits you and help you become the person you need to be. So go follow Adam, go get his coaching program, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we'll see you guys next time.